Hey folks, so originally I recorded this in the GoPro as I was riding, and what I found was that the wind noise is just too high. The airform helmet at anything remotely like highway speed or like this country road speed, too much muddiness, too much wind noise for the microphone. So I'm working on it. I am basically shopping for a second good quality helmet so that I don't have to use my RFSR as my GoPro helmet. I don't want to do that. I want to save it for my own non-vlogging use. At least not set up with a microphone and everything like that inside. If I clip on the GoPro, it's fine. Anyway, let's get to the point of the video. And really what we're talking about is just my experience with a number of different riding jeans. This isn't a full review. This is not me critiquing them particularly. It's just what I've seen, my thoughts and opinions, and a little bit of just sizing relativity, how they compare to each other. So if you've had one of them, or if you've tried one on, it'll give you an idea of how the other ones might fit you. And we're going to start basically with the REV'IT stuff and then work from there. So first we've got the Philly 3s. They're $229 on RevZilla. These are the relax fit as far as they're concerned, but the tops of the RevZilla or the REV'IT jeans all seem to fit the same. So like your waist and that immediate area, right? Not necessarily down further on your butt or lower hips, but like the general fit up top. So they have some minor stretch, but it's a heavier material. The actual waistline does not stretch. That's true of all of these for the REV'ITs. And it is a heavy material. They are very confidence inspiring. They are AA rated for abrasion. They come with pads, so knee and hip pads. It is the C-Smart armor for the knees and hips. Very comfy, very flexible. It is height adjustable for the knees. That is true of all the REV'IT jeans that I've tried. Works well. In the upper position, it positions just right on my legs on my bike. If you're a cruiser style bike, particularly if your legs are forward at all, the pads are going to be too low for you. On the other hand, sport bike guys are going to use the lower position and it should be about right. They are slightly elastic, slightly stretchy in the main part of the leg. What I got were the 33s, which is my actual jeans waist size. I wear 33s and Wranglers and Levi's and so on. That was pretty good. It was on the snugger side of 33, but not bad. If you're borderline on, say, a pair of Wranglers from Walmart for 33s, get the 34s. Don't get the 33s because there's no give. The button is snug, like they are hard to get on and off with the button. The button until it breaks in. And the fly on these is very short. Like, no joke. You basically have to unsnap, take your belt loose, or whatever you've got up top, unsnap, unzip, and kind of lower them a little bit in order to go to the bathroom. Kind of weird. I've heard various stories about why. As far as I can tell, it's to make them more comfortable on the bike by not having the fly that low, which you're then leaning into on the bike. I gotta say, if that's the case, it works, but it's annoying when you're going to the bathroom. I gotta be honest, it really is a pain in the butt. Or not in the butt. Yeah. Anyway, just in general on the REV'IT jeans, that is a factor. They all have the same feel in the material. It is a very solid, very tough, confidence-inspiring feel. You feel protected, much more so than a regular pair of jeans, even a heavier duty pair. And then you add the pads, right? To me, these are very good. They're worth every penny. But you got to find the ones that fit you. Moving on, the Lombard 3s, same price, $229. Same upper portion as the Philly 3s, but they really are a straight leg fit, not a relaxed fit, not a tapered, not a skinny fit or anything like that. So not fashionably tight. If you were a younger guy, you're going to probably consider these more relaxed fit. They're not. They're standard straight legs. Straight legs should not be form-fitting on your calves. There should be room. The idea is that it's basically a straight fit. But they're not baggy. They are not overly loose. They're good. If you are going to put these over significant riding boots, not slim stuff. If you're putting these over a pair of adventure boots, a pair of like my SMX S Alpine Stars, these are going to fit. It's going to be snug, but they'll fit. The Philly 3s would be an easier fit over them. I like these. To me, these are the Goldilocks jeans, particularly if you're like me, you're a little older, but not so old. You're totally against your jeans being a little fashionable, but they're not for people who want your jeans to be kind of form-fitting at all. That's not going to happen. My biggest complaint on these is still the fly. Seriously, like an inch further. That's all I'm asking. Half an inch. Just not so much of a fight when you got to go take a piss. The next one is really, to me, too much. The Moto 2s from REV'IT are also $229, and they claim they're a regular tapered fit. In my opinion, that is putting it mildly. They are a skinny tapered fit. I went up to a 34 on these because I had already tried the Phillies and was like, if I gain any weight, these are going to be too tight in the waist, so let me try the next size up. That part was fine. But assuming they scale the rest of the jeans to match, if I had gotten the 33s, I could not have put them on. My legs would not have fit in the jeans, period. Like, forget stretchy, like it would not have fit. Even at the 34 waist, it was tight, like stupid tight. I sent them back. It was useless. These were basically skinny jeans, and if they had not been stretchy at all, they would not have fit. I could not have put them on. To me, if you have skinny legs and like a snug fit, try them out. Certainly I know guys like that. If that is your build, go for it, because they're not going to look stupid on you like they did on me. You may look completely ridiculous, like you're wearing a tent if you wore Phillies, whereas the Moto 2s might look great on you. Vice versa, like to each their own. But otherwise, avoid these. To me, they were way too tightly tapered, is what it is. Continuing that trend of, a little more tapered fit, a little more stylish fit, the Street and Steel Oaklands are kind of in between the Lombards and the Motos, closer to the Motos, but, I've got them in a 36, which is too big around the waist, but it used to fit me better. And they were a little snug at that point on the calves, but not tight. They were perfectly fine. They were not a skinny or tapered fit tension, like snugness, but they were not a relaxed, much less, or a straight leg, much less a relaxed fit. I took the pads out of these ASAP. The pad pockets were horrible. The pads themselves were not comfortable. I wear them as regular jeans. I wear them, on the bike, but I'm not wearing them with the pads. They are lined, as in, Kevlar lined, as opposed to a single layer like the rest of these. But they're honestly not any warmer when you're on the bike, and they are only a little warmer off the bike. If I didn't live in Texas, where an insulated pair of jeans is silly most of the year, I would probably have a bunch of these. They were pretty comfy. I like them. They are, to me, a good balance of fit versus style. I think they look pretty good. Obviously mine are too big for me now, so they don't look as good as they could. But overall, pretty happy. Certainly at the price point. You're right now on REV'Zilla. If you're a RPM member, it's $89. So very good deal compared to the rest of these. A little more stretchy than most of them. I kind of like them. They're not any warmer when you're riding compared to the others. And then I figured I'd add that because they're lined and you would think they would be. They seem to flow air the same as the other ones. Then you get to REAX 267s. You're going back to single layer, also more of a relaxed fit. I put them in between a straight and a relaxed cut overall. They are the lightest pair of jeans in the group, but an AA rated material, which the Oaklands, I don't know what they're rated as. I couldn't find any info. The REV'ITs are AA rated for the whole jean. The REAX, the material is AA rated, but they don't come with hip pads. And I don't know if there's anything else that excludes them from being AA rated, or it's just the hip pads. But they seem to be well constructed, and the material itself is AA rated, so you're at least not going to have the jeans blow up on you on their own, even if something else has an issue. Like, the material is good enough. Like the Oaklands, the pads came out ASAP, including the pockets for them. They were not going to last. They were not comfy. However, to the good, from my point of view, but maybe not yours, depends on the conditions you're in, they are just as good as the REV'IT jeans, which are much heavier when it comes to wind power, like wind stopping power. They don't flow much air, despite being half the weight. They are a really lightweight jean, but their wind stopping power, their wind protection is pretty darn good. In the summer, that's probably going to be less attractive to me, but we'll get into why I'm not too worried about that. I think when they're on sale, they're a decent option. Full price, I'd probably skip it and get something else, because the next option, or the REV'IT stuff, to me, better fit overall what I'm looking for in those two categories. If I want maximum protection, I want the REV'ITs or something else. But like, the REV'ITs to me in jeans are best protection balance with off the bike comfort and wearability. Like, I wear them every day at work. I ride to work, usually in one of the REV'ITs, and then I wear them all day at work with the pads in. So they're a little more. And then the next item is the Riding Culture straight legs, which are, again, roughly the same price or a little more than the REAX. But, well, I guess I'll jump right into them. They flow more air. They're almost as light, and they flow more air. So this final contender for the jean of the year, I'm kidding, is the Riding Culture straight leg jean. I don't know they don't have a real name for them. They are an AA rated material like the REAX, but not AA rated overall. They don't come with hip pads. I'm not sure if there's anything else that they're lacking to qualify. But they seem to be, again, very well made. They don't show the extra stitching. So, for example, instead of being triple stitched externally on the seams and stuff, they have stitching internally, and then like a single visible stitch on the outside, or the standard like double row of stitching like you would on a normal pair of jeans. Where it's like a quarter inch in between the two rows for things, for like pockets and the fly and everything. So they look like a regular pair of jeans, but they're not. Again, took the pads out of them. Was not comfortable with them. I didn't think they were particularly good pads in terms of comfort, even if they had been practical in terms of the fit. They are definitely similar to the Oaklands for fit. They're not as far gone as the Moto 2s, but they're definitely not a straight leg. I don't know where the heck they get that, but maybe compared to their other options that are more of a skinny jean or tapered, they are. They're definitely not a normal straight leg if you are not 20 years old and think that anything normal as a straight leg is a relaxed cut. They do have some stretch, not a ton, but there's some, and they flow a lot of air. It's like wearing a regular pair of jeans. Like it wind's going not completely right through them, but like you feel all the air. So in warmer weather, that's gonna be great. If it's chilly out and you're going 80 miles an hour on the highway in a shadow, or it's overcast, you're gonna get pretty chilly. Just saying. But around town, I think these are gonna be great. When it's warmer out and I'm just trying to stay cool, they're gonna be great. Off the bike, great. I really like these. I'm definitely going to be buying more. My main complaint with these is that the front pocket, like where you would put, I don't know, your keys, your phone, if you're not putting it in your back pocket or somewhere else, like guys don't really put it in our back pockets, do we? Yeah, they're shallow and they're angled toward the front. So if you put your phone in your pocket, it is directly in front of your leg in a shallow pocket. Now, I don't have a big phone. I have an old iPhone X in a standard slim case. It's not a big phone by modern standards. If I sit on my bike, it's jabbing into me, like right at the joint, the crease of my thigh to my torso. It doesn't fit. It's very awkward, very uncomfortable. I basically have to get off the bike and take it out. And that's stupid. Like, really? Could you have not make that pocket a hair longer, not taper it, make it a straight bottom? Something. I don't understand why they would design the pocket that way, but they did. Like, honestly, if you put the phone in a little to the side of your leg, it just doesn't fit. Like, it sticks up out of the pocket. I have no idea why they did it. My solution has been just to take it out of my pocket and put it in my tail bag or in my jacket. I don't have a phone mount on my bike. If you have a phone mount on your bike, forget everything I said, it'll be fine. Overall, I gotta say my favorites are the Lombard 3s and the riding cultures. Like I said, those are my two top choices. Nothing's perfect, but I think between the two, I'm good for most situations on and off the bike. Neither of them are particularly expensive. They're not cheap, but they're not crazy. You're not talking $300 or $400, but they're not as cheap as the Oaklands. So they're not really budget oriented either. But between the two, I've got good protection and around town comfort and airflow and a little more stylish. Like, I would not feel odd putting on the riding culture ones a decent shirt and throwing a jacket over that and going on a date. Like, if I put on a riding jacket or an overshirt or something and showed up for a date, I think the outfit would be fine if jeans were appropriate. Okay, assuming this is Texas in the hill country, jeans are rarely not appropriate. But the REV'IT jeans look a little more casual, a little more work jean, less fashion, more utilitarian. And I think that when it's hot out, they're going to be warmer off the bike. I think I may find that just standing around outside, they get too hot too quick. So between the two, I think I'm good. That's really where I'm at. I think if I lived up north and didn't need pads, I'm not associating those two, I'm just saying if both of those are true, the Oaklands might be my top choice. The main objection I have to those is when you're off the bike, they get kind of warm because of the Kevlar liner. But if I was somewhere where the temperature didn't normally go above 80, I might not care too much. I think they'd be okay most of the time. At the hottest days, maybe you don't wear them. But here, like, it's been 80 in the past week. This is January, right? It's hit 80 in the past week. We're going to see 100 plus on a routine basis in a couple months, and it'll go for months. So the line jeans are kind of not practical as a primary option. So anyway, that's been my experience with the riding jeans so far. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions on any of these, any others you've got to compare to these, any suggestions. I'm still in the market. I'm still willing to try other stuff. I think I'm good with the things I've got picked out, and I may buy, more of what I've already got, or I may try something new. I'm not locked in yet where, like, this is it, I'm done, shopping around. But I don't have any good shops around to try stuff on. So I'm kind of stuck with what I can get from REV'Zilla, and if I don't like it, I return it. Not the end of the world, just not as convenient as being able to try it on. So anyway, take care, have fun, stay safe, guys, and keep the rubber down.